Okay, so we've got one more prop here for our standing sequence to try. So this time we're going to have the chair with us, and we're going to have the chair facing towards us. Now I have a armchair here that's pretty sturdy, and that's also important. Has a little bit of a wider base, so if you can find something that you can use that way, that's great. You don't want something that's too narrow, so you can see here it's solid, because it is going to hold some of your weight, and you want to feel like you can relax and not be worried that your chair is going to fall apart on you. That would be unfortunate for many different reasons. So we're going to have our feet hip width apart, and your feet are straight. And you can adjust your stance to come closer or further away depending on how it goes for you. So we're going to start from the ground up. So we've got our feet in a good position. The knees are aligned here. A little bit of softness is always nice. And then you just have your hands here on your hips, and maybe just a little bit of a pelvic tilt for most of us. Check with your little lumbar spine here. Have a nice little inward curve. And then the rest is just simply kind of feeling like you're lengthening. Maybe relax those shoulders back. Maybe you can use your index finger here, nod your chin down a little bit. Take a nice deep breath in, and then exhale. Just relax. Really important to be able to relax when you're trying to stretch your body. And so we continue with our deep breathing, and we're going to just move into our chair position. So we're just bringing your seat back. The knees are staying in the middle as best as you can. And you're hinging from those hip flexors. So from that standing, we hinge from those hip flexors. So that's underneath your bone, and we're not bending from the waist. A lot of people just kind of bend from their waist. So we want to bend here. Nice deep breaths, a little smile. And so you have, if you have an armchair, you could rest here, especially if you know maybe you're having a little bit of a tricky time with some balancing, or you're not quite sure. So that's a nice little addition to have here. If you don't have a chair with arms, that's okay. You still can, gently bring your hands down, and you could still do a chair this way as well. Just take your time, be easy with it. And then we're going to come into our half forward bend. So from our mountain pose, our standing position, in our Uttanasana, our chair, we're moving into our Ardha Uttanasana. And the hands are straight here. So a lot of people, they hold their hands out this way. Just want to keep your hands square, just like your feet. They're straight. They're not out, they're straight. Basically lining up your shoulder here over top of your hand. Settle into it. And then creating space. So pushing out through your sit bones, reaching out through the back of the neck. That might help to flatten out your back there a little bit. And you might just relax your chest a little bit. And sometimes when we relax our chest, the chin goes up. I notice it all the time with myself. And then if you're comfortable to come a little further forward, you might rest your forearms here on the base of the chair. You could interlace your fingers if that's comfortable. If it feels like it's too much, you just come back up. Okay? If you want to continue to come forward, you might feel a nice stretch happening all across here. If it's too much, bend the knees. You really want to continue with that deep breathing down into the belly. If you're still feeling like you're able to relax, you might just take your hands and arms off the chair, just hang forward here. And then what's nice about the chair in front of you is you can, rest your weight here. So that really protects your back, especially when you're coming out of it. So you can use your hands here to also take some of the weight bearing off your back. If you have any back problems, it's a nice way to come out of it. And you could come back onto your forearms and then come back onto your hands. Take your time, lengthen out your spine. And you're just shifting your weight a little bit back. If you have the arms and you're still comfortable to do this, you can take your time. Lift and sink a few times. Take your time back up to standing. And then you can do this again with a wide stance or a little bit of a closer stance or right together, whatever feels good for you. And there you go. Namaste.